Hi everyone, Jackie here from Vintage Witchcrafts. Another gardening video today because it's been so nice out that, well, been a bit away from the crafts except in the evening. There's lots to do as it's a fine spring here. Since the last video, I don't know if it looks any different to you, but we've managed to shepherd together all the spare rocks and paving slabs and so forth to decide what to do with them. There's this border here we've not done much with. It needs a good weed and a feed. Down here we have levelled off the ground and sown some new grass seed. The mini greenhouse, got some tomatoes. They haven't been in there overnight because it's still a bit too cold for that. Let's bring you in a little bit closer. But they've been in the house growing well, and I need to put them in slightly bigger pots now. We have created this bed. We've stuck the old compost bin, the plastic one, at the back. And we've yet to fill this with some composted soil, etc., etc., to make a raised bed to grow things in. We are putting cardboard in because there were a lot of nettles and perennial weeds here, and we're turning all this into a no-dig area slowly but surely. So that's where we're at. Bucket of rubble we've got to get rid of. Pruned the raspberries. I've got to feed and top dress those. These two beds here need a weed, cardboard, top dressing with compost. So it's looking better. But of course, the greenhouse, the new greenhouse is built. And what we are currently working on is a path. So if I take you around here, I can show you what we're doing. You can just about see, it's so sunny here, I can just about see what's on my screen. Steve, and my husband, has been laying this lovely brick path for me. We're going to make some raised beds either side. As you can see, they're in a bit of a poor state soil wise because they had the old ponds built on this area and an old buddleia. We've mulched all the way down the sides of the greenhouse with some chipped bark to suppress any weed growth. So once the path is finished, what I will probably do is just get obvious bits of rock and horridness out of the soil. I don't know that I'm going to top dress it with compost just yet, for another 3 to 4 weeks maybe, because I won't be planting into it yet. So what I'll be doing is putting a temporary table in there and putting all my seed trays on there. This brick pattern that he's using is called a basket weave. Not much left to go now. And then this weed suppressant membrane, and you see it down the side here, that will all be cut away. You won't be able to see that once that is done. Over here, still work to do. We're sorting out the log pile. There's Steve. We're sorting out the log pile. We've got some pieces we want to take to a wood turner to turn into some artistically lovely wooden bowls and what have you. And with the smaller pieces, we're probably going to build a log pile in an area of the garden out of the way to encourage things like wildlife, stag beetles, beneficial insects, etc., etc. This is one of our main vegetable beds. Still a bit of weed popping up, but most of it's still under cardboard. And the soil is nice under there. We haven't taken the cardboard off. Using it more as a mulch at the moment to keep the moisture in because we have had very little rainfall. Here is the beautiful forsythia. that lovely colour, isn't it? That has been pruned. We want to make it into sort of a mini tree rather than a big shrub. This poor thing down here was an old butler sink pond. The whole thing needs clearing out and rejuvenating. Yet another project. And as you may see here, I've been busy painting, preserving the fences. So you can see the difference between these nice ones I finished here and the slightly scrappy looking ones that I haven't. We need to put new structures up on the fence because that's a climbing rose. We need to start training it laterally so it produces more blooms. And really, that is kind of where we are at, still sorting through. This is a corkscrew hazel. Look at those, aren't they lovely? So before I run out of battery, I have Steve in his sexy knee pads here. And yeah, he's going to start doing bits and bobs. I really can't see. Ah, yeah, I can see you now. So sunny, but we mustn't complain about that. So a little device of his own making here that he's using to level out the sharp sand that the bricks will just lay upon. And they go together quite tightly. There's very little gap, and the little gaps that are left, you just brush sharp sand in between them all to stabilise it all, and that's that. So I'll let Steve get on with that, and we'll come back to that when it's finished. And here we are laying the bricks. And he lays a few and then he checks the level, makes sure that's all okay, and then tamps them down. So I say under here there's weed suppressant membrane and then a good thick layer of sharp sand that's been levelled for the bricks to go on. And we'll just continue along here. Not got that much longer to go now. And then it's just the filling in, trimming back the membrane. And then I can get a table resting in here as temporary staging. I don't want permanent staging in here because I'm going to be growing in the borders. People used to grow in the borders all the time years ago. When I was young, my father had a large greenhouse in our garden and he built me a small little one for me, which is where I got the gardening bug from. And we grew in the soil all the time, none of these grow bags. And the quality of the grow bags these days in the UK since the peat-free debacle, oh, they're just hideous. Everything I planted last year in them died. It was atrocious. So, soil it is, and compost, etc. that we've been making. Right, I'll leave Steve to get on with that. I think you've got the gist of that. We'll take some pictures when it's all done.